Hey guys, it's Brian. Before you go ahead and do anything else, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications if you want to see more content like this in the future. Anyways, on to the video. Hey guys, it's Brian. Go back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And so first off, before we get into anything, I would like to apologize for not uploading for the past few days. I had a problem with my throat where it was getting really swollen and I couldn't really talk much. So that's been getting better so I can make videos again. So if this video gets 15 likes well, let's not even put 15. Let's put 10 likes by the end of the day today, like around 6 o'clock. I'll go ahead and upload a second video today, and I'm going to try and put up a discussion video tomorrow, so keep an eye out on that. So we are playing, of course, Shaddoll Invoked Dogmatika, and my opponent apparently is playing Tri-Brigade Zoo. So as you can see, he opened up Kit, Nerval, Whiptail, Tanky, and Twin Twister, which is pretty good. However, since I'm going first, I have a pretty good hand myself, which is unfortunate for him. So I have Meltdown, Beast, Shaddoll Fusion, Wendy, and Schism. So here I'm going to be able to do a lot of plays to go ahead and defend myself, especially against the Twin Twister, so I can keep Schism live. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Like I said, I am going first, so I start with the Meltdown, go for the Alistair, and after going for the Alistair and getting the invocation, of course I'm going to link into the Artemis, and with the Artemis, I go ahead and use Beast to make Construct. So I go ahead and send Wendy to go ahead and get a draw for Beast, getting Dragon, and I'll go ahead and set the Skomata. Since I already have the Schism, I'm not really too worried about most of my opponent's plays, since they can't DD Crow me or Ghost Bell me at this point to go ahead and get that into my hand. So I go ahead and use Gravity Controller, get back the Fusion. That way I have a spell for Negate. Use the Invocation. I go ahead and make Raijin here, specifically because I don't know what he's playing. And I just want to go ahead and, if he decides to Nibiru me, he can just go ahead and just Nibiru the Gravity Controller. And not only that, since I have the Schism, I can just go ahead and make Winda and just set anything he normal summons. So he's forced to special summon there. So he starts out with the Tenki, perfectly fine. He probably didn't want a Twin Twister for one, but I would have, in his case, I probably would have Twin Twisted in the standby phase, so I didn't have a chance to activate Schism if it really was Schism before playing anything. So he goes ahead after getting Karis into his hand. I just immediately flip the Schism. He decides to go ahead and chain the Twin Twister here. So as soon as he summons out the Karis, I just set it. So he normal summons out the Whiptail, goes ahead and goes to Borbo. Simply just decides to go ahead and go all the way into Zeus and sends everything from field to graveyard. Now I do get the Skomata effect. Send another Fusion because I didn't really have anything better to send. And I top deck the Ash, which is pretty good. So I go ahead and start out with Shaddoll Fusion. I just go ahead and make the Apgalon to negate the Zeus. Normal summon away the Alistair to go ahead and get Invocation. link both of them away for Verite. Use App Clone to go ahead and get back Ariel to pitch away the Ariel. Get rid of his graveyard. I tried to go ahead and Invocation, but didn't work. But didn't really matter to me because I was going to go ahead and just Super Poly using the Verite. I could have gone for Construct, but I just really wanted to go ahead and get Winda, so I made the Zeus a Dark first because of the fact that he's playing in Zeus, so he doesn't really have much plays. And with the Ash to back it up, it really is no problem there. So, game 2, of course I'm going second. As you can see, he opens up pretty good with Rescue Cat, Tanky, Double Twin, and Judgment. I didn't draw too bad myself with the Nibiru, Shaddoll Fusion, Dragon, Beast, and Ariel. I really wished 2 of these cards could be something else. But it is part of running the Shaddoll package, so you can't really complain that much because if your opponent doesn't do anything, you have materials to fusion. So it's a win-lose situation, but it's more of a win in this case. So goes ahead and starts out with Tenki. Tries to go ahead and go to his Tri-Brigade plays. And goes all the way into Karis. Normal summons out the Rescue Cat. Gets the Nerval and another kit. Makes the Ferrijit. Summons out the Karis. Uses Karis effect to go ahead and summon out the Bear Bloom. But I just go ahead and Nibiru that right away. Try to nip it in the bud. So he draws another Judgment. And he also searches out the Revolt, which is not the greatest feeling. So as you can see, he has 2 Judgment and a Revolt set. So I try to go ahead and use Shaddoll Fusion first. He Judgments that. I go ahead and normal summon out the Dragon. Try to go into battle. He links away into the Shurag. He did skip a couple steps, but I understand what he's trying to do, so he just goes ahead and just banishes the Nibiru and then attacks. And I attack into the token, sorry. So here he just goes ahead and link 4s into another copy of the Shurag, and with Shurag just going ahead and banishing the Dragon, that's enough for game. So heading into game 3, I'm going first this time. Since I know he's playing Zoo, he's going to have slight disadvantage age with the Zoo monsters. So I start out with the Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is going to go ahead and allow me to get into the Wendy. So I go ahead and get Wendy into Hedgehog. I go ahead and fusion into the window. Using Winda here in this case just to ensure that he doesn't get a chance to get it. So I use Hog Effect to go ahead and search out Construct. Beast I drew into another Wendy, which is pretty good. So I just set repass after that. He draws into Twin Twister, so I immediately just chain aim to go ahead and negate the kit. So he goes ahead and uses Tenki first, goes for the Pankratops. And with Pankratops, he's just going to attack the window. Window effect to go ahead and get the Shaddoll Fusion back. Decides to just pass here, which is fine, but this leaves a lot of room for me. So at this moment, you saw that I'd drawn the Deer Servant. He only has Rescue Cat, Fractal in hand, and a Strike. So my goal is to go ahead and just bait out as much as I can at this point because he doesn't have much going for him. I could have just flipped up Squamata. He probably would have chained the Pankratops to pop it, but it wouldn't allow me to see if he has an Ash or not. So here what I do is I start off with Shaddoll Fusion. He decides to go ahead and pop the Squamata, which is fine with me. I try to use Squamata effect. He goes ahead and Solemn Strikes it. So my Shaddoll Fusion pretty much became a 2-for-1 at that situation because it forced me to use 2 cards and I only activated 1 that turn. So I go ahead and go into Nadir. Using Nadir, I go ahead and pitch the Apkallone, get the Ecclesia. Use Apkallone's effect to go ahead and get the Schism and pitch the Wendy. Wendy effect here is going to get me the Dragon because that way, if he tries to go for anything, I can just bounce it back and just continue. Summon out Ecclesia. Go for the Fleur-de-Lis. And I decided to just hold back. I was distracted with something and I didn't act for some reason, but he didn't have much going for him anyway, so anyways, that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure feel free to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a lot. And I hope to see you guys again in the next one. See ya.